This video is for those of you who wants to work in the game industry, but they also have something else on the side. So you're making an indie game, you're making any kind of other entrepreneurship project where you're building up some kind of, not really company, but something that could bring up revenue in the end. Or if you're just into like having some kind of slice of life update on a game dev. So I will tell you my story. It's a pretty boring story, to be honest, but I just wanted to share this out there because I've been struggling with a bit of the issue I'm about to bring up for the last month. Now I'm good, but I'm just saying that it's been a problem. Also, it's my first time recording standing up with that shitty lighting, so we're gonna try and make something good out here. So if you follow me a bit closely on Facebook or other medium like that, you know that I've landed back in Canada recently. This is my home place, this is where my family is, this is where my whole life is basically. But I keep moving on to say the Philippines or California 2 years ago to work. Just have some quick work contract out there. So I've come back from freedom in the Philippines, now I'm in Canada, I'm at my mom's place. This is my mom's place. If you saw me record video here last year, that's because she's been really supportive, just to let me live here while I do like a little bit of work here and there, so like the school work or some freelance project. It did help me quite a lot to kickstart the whole YouTube channel, like doing one video a day, without having any real source of revenue or any like decent source of revenue that I could get rent. So it's not that I dislike being here with the family, like close to the family, but sometimes you just want to have your own thing, and that's something I've experienced before when I went to school, when I worked at Ubisoft, and when I had to live in the city overall. So coming back here is only something I do after every trip, because you can't get a rent for only like 6 months, and then it doesn't work like that here. You have to sign for a full year of rent, which if you leave during that time, you still have to pay. So basically, I always just come back here to just wait it out, secure it out, and that's what I did this time as well. However, I was really trying to find a job last month. So I have a good resume, and I think like I have the good skill set. When people see my resume, they see a lot of good stuff. So they see the Ubisoft, they see that I've worked at a school, so I teach. It's a lot of qualities that you want to have in employees, which does work quite good, to be honest. My resume is super nice. People contact me back, we have interviews, but after that, this is where it messes up. Not because of my shitty hairstyle or I just go there in sweatpants sometimes. It's only at the end here because they read my resume, we read the resume together, and they're like, oh, so you've been a tutor at N3K online, so what is this? And I'm just like, oh, that's a side thing I have, it's a whole YouTube channel. And they get really interested in it, we talked about it for a while. And then at the end, we shake hands, like everything is fine. And I either don't get a call back or get a call back saying, this is against our non-compete agreement. Oh, quick note, what is the non-compete agreement? Non-compete agreement is when, say, you're working for, I'm just gonna name it out there, Ubisoft didn't do that to me, but if you say you work for Ubisoft and they say we have a non-compete agreement to sign, you must not make AAA games at home, or you must not partner up with another studio and make AAA games with them, which, you know, it kind of makes sense. You don't want your employees to be making games for other companies. However, it goes beyond that in some cases. For the company that called me back, that said that I need to get rid of my YouTube channel, basically, that's what they said. It's basically, since my YouTube channel is not, they were thinking at first like some entertainment stuff where I do review on game, I do gameplay, all that kind of stuff. So they were okay with it during the interview, but then afterward when they looked at it, they realized that I'm doing tutorial for code, and they're scared that I take the code from inside the company and I just put it out there. So that is really their big concern, and I don't have any comeback to that. I mean, I'm not gonna say, okay, sure, take the whole YouTube channel, I'm gonna shut it down, no problem, or you can have it. This is not something I want to do. So basically what happens is we just decide not to go on with the job. And that kind of sucks because last month was all about trying to find a job, and I've been to a total of 4 interviews, and 2 of them didn't call back. 1 of them actually did call back with that information, and they kept telling me that everybody does that over here, and it's just something that you can't have while you're doing the job for them. When I first heard this, I got a little bit pissed, to be honest, and I've had to contact some people I've worked with in the past. Some of them are HR of companies, so I just contact them, ask them if that thing is like real, if it's possible. I'm a single person on a YouTube channel, I'm no threat to a whole company, a whole big studio. So they told me that It's just really a matter of being scared that I push stuff from the inside to YouTube or to the outside world, basically. It's their tech and they want to keep it inside, which does make sense, but to some extent, it's really hard to get anything else going on while you're working at a company because they're always going to be checking if you're like pushing stuff outside. You need some kind of trust, in my opinion, or some kind of agreement that if I do it, then you just sue me for thousands of $1 million. I don't know. So it came down to a decision I had to make. Do I want to actually stay here and try to keep on the YouTube channel, like doing stuff every day and just trying to build up a YouTube channel as fast as possible to get to a revenue point where I can actually afford rent and move out? Or do I want to move out and get a job in the industry and stop the YouTube channel? I've had to think for like a big time if I just wanted to drop the channel, and eventually I decided that no, I want to keep the channel. It's the only thing that I own, and if I work for somebody else, I don't have any I don't have any securities, I don't have anything that is mine, basically. So I've made the decision to actually keep the YouTube channel, which comes at a really bad cost, the cost of staying here. I know that sounds really bad, but at one point you need to move out. And I've experienced what moving out is, I experienced what living on my own is, whether it is in this country or in the other countries in California, or that's not a country, well, in the Philippines or in the United States. I've experienced that and I want to have that back. But I also want to keep the channel. So shortly after making a decision of staying here and just working on the YouTube channel, something else came up to me, something really, really good. And it's other companies, other tech companies that actually don't make games. As bad as it might seem, I had an interview recently with a company that doesn't make games, they make software, and it was actually super cool. I went there, the environment was cool, the people was cool, and I've decided to go with it. So basically the interview went fine, they called me back, gave me an offer, and I've accepted. So I end up with a job. However, the only thing here is that I'm not making games, but if I can actually like move out, keep the YouTube channel going on, because it's not competing against anything. Even though, I'm dealing with code, I'm making applications, they don't fear that. They don't fear that I'll be taking it and putting it outside on the channel, which is something that I'm really grateful of. And that's it, really. I'm just really grateful I found a job that does not stop me from doing what I want to do. So guys, I know this is like some kind of ramble where I just go on and talk about my specific situation, but it's something that might happen to you if you have something else going on, because you might have an indie game going on and you're trying to publish it later on, make some money out of it. It might actually fire back when you're trying to find a job. I also know that some other places in the world, and I'm gonna point out to California as well, so California has the non-compete agreement as well. However, it can be broken quite easily, and you could like go find a job there, they ask you to get off your YouTube channel or stop making that indie game you're making, and still keep it even after that, after they ask it, basically, because you can actually go through that one, I think. I don't have like all the information, but I know that that rule can be broken at some places. In the end, I think it just all comes down to specific company, and I wanted to share that story with you guys. I just wanted to share you the struggle I've been going through last month, but now I'm good, now I'm fine, I have a job. I'm about to move out, so you're not going to see this environment anymore, which is good for me. And it's just going to be a good time. Plus, the more I work in the industry, the more I want to work when I get back home, so that's going to be something really good for the whole productivity thing, and also better internet. So hopefully we can also get the stream going on. I'm going to be moving in quite soon, actually. I think next week or in 2 weeks, because I'm going to start working. But yeah, I'm really happy to just move back in Quebec, just move back in that city that is so amazing at making video games. It's like it's a whole thing now going on. Like there's a whole neighborhood of people that makes game, and that's actually where I'm going to be working. So can't wait to get right in the heart of that and work there, come back home, do some live stream, do some videos, and just go from there, guys. In the end, I'm really happy that I found some kind of situation that I can get in that is going to allow me to get the YouTube channel, keep it at least. I'm gonna be working on it. I think I'm gonna be working on it more, because if you work in the same field, for me, it's just gonna boost my productivity. And also move out of here, start having a bit of money so I can like afford rent or stuff like that. So I'm happy about that, and that was my story for today. I guess the main takeaway would be, if you don't find a job because you have something else going on, just keep looking. eventually there's one company that is not going to be an asshole.